is Vidi for those of you who are new here. So as you all saw in the title, I will be getting my TBR for the month, except I'm going to try to make it a no spend vlog. I will be buying one book because it's my book club book and it's a new release, so there's no way I'd find it anywhere else. Today we're actually going to be relying on the library. I am spending quite a bit this month on this trip that I have planned, so I'm trying to save money, and one of those ways is by not buying my books and using the resources I have available. And I will also be doing something I have not done in my channel, which is a TBR jar. I have so many books in my virtual TBR, books I want to read on my Kindle that I know I'm not going to buy. I have 2 books already pre-selected that I will reveal later on in this video, and then I will pick out from my virtual TBR and we'll see what I'm going to read for the month. In the meantime, I'm going to see what I find in the library, and based off how many books I check out today is how many books I will be reading on my virtual TBR. So let's go ahead and do that. I also do have to edit, which is why I want to go to the library to begin with. So let's go jump over to the library now. Okay, y'all, we got some goodies from the library. Let's do a quick library haul. I almost got one extra book, but I decided against it because I want the actual physical copy. And I remembered I have one more book. Hold on, let me lock the door. One more book at home that I have not read that I got for Christmas. So I'm just like, okay, I'm going to read that. Plus my book club books and maybe some Kindles. That's going to be too many books. So I only ended up getting 3. Now, the first one, it's been on my list for a bit. I'm going to read Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I don't know, I wanted something kind of spooky, something a little bit thriller-like, and I'm here for the Gothic vibes. It's a POC book, so that's really nice. I'm trying to be more diverse when it comes to my reading for sure. Now, this next book was just at random. I have been feeling the Bridgerton vibes and I wanted to read like a old-timey kind of book. This one caught my attention. It's called The Lady and the Highwayman by Sarah M. Eden. I have never heard of this author. I have never seen people talk about this book. Essentially, it's about an author who uses an alias name to write in like a men's publishing kind of. I don't know if it's a magazine specifically, but just so like her stories are not categorized as just like women's literature, and she kind of like gets a rival because she starts stealing away all of like the customers of this other big author, and so there's kind of like this rivalry. I'm assuming it's going to be like rivals to lover kind of situation, and like she's pretending to be a guy, and I just love those kind of stories with that kind of trope, the like women in the men's field pretending to be a man and like doing the man's work. Anyway, so I got this one. It seemed interesting. Now, the last book I got at the library is a book that I've been wanting to read since last year. I've been wanting to get into this author, but I wanted to wait for the summer. Yes, I got influenced. I got influenced by another booktuber, Days in My Life kind of YouTuber, Carla Espinosa, if y'all know who that is. She has read books from this author and has recommended them many times, and I have seen them in like the library and at the bookstores, and no one around me actually has talked about this author, so I kind of wanted to give it a try. And this is The 5-Star Weekend by Ellen Hilderbrand. I've heard good things about this author in like the booktok, booktube community. I wanted to just try it out, and it's getting into those like warmer times right now, and while it's still like a pretty cool spring right now, I know we're going to get into summer soon, so I'm trying to get ready for those summer vibes, and this one just shouts summer. So yeah, that's the 3 books that I got. They're all very like different kind of ish, different vibes. I think that's it for right now. I gotta go home and do a few other things. Siento una ondita entre los dos, aunque me niego a reconocerlo, me da miedo sentir más que esto. Apostar y perderme en tu juego. Mi corazón no está libre y eso es lo que te impide llegar. My camera just died, so I apologize for the audio. But as you all just saw, I actually just went to a coffee shop to get some of my editing done, just so I can finish and upload my stuff once I get back home, and to do some reading. Right now, there's a Barnes & Noble right over there, and there's a Target right here. I'm going to go to Target to get my book club book because it's going to be on sale. I know that for a fact, and it's a hardcover, and I'd rather get it on sale than go to Barnes & Noble to get it. And I'm kind of scared to go to Barnes & Noble and come out with more than just one book. So we're gonna go to Target instead. And I think after this, we'll just go home and do my TBR jar. So let's go to Target really quick.
Don't wanna call you later. You're tearing my heart up like it's paper, and somehow you turn to a stranger. We used to work, now I'm trying to make sure that we're both on the same page.
I almost got Fearless, but I wanted the Barnes & Noble edition for some reason. I can't remember why, but I wanted that one specifically. They had a buy one, get one 50% off. I'm sorry. I tried. So I got a book that's been on my TBR, which is the final book to the duology to One Something Crown, One Dark Window. So this is Two Twisted Crowns. Okay, so we're back home. I just wanted to go over my TBR really quick. As you all saw, I passed by Target and I got my book club book, which is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I almost chose to sit this one out. I like Emily Henry. I think her books are okay. I'm not like a mega fan, so that's why I was just like, I just want to wait until the hype dies down. But then I'm just kind of like, why not? I know that I'll at least enjoy it because I do enjoy her books. And then, of course, they had the buy one, get one half off, and they got me there. I got Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. I'm not reading it this month. I got it to encourage me to finally finish that duology because I haven't, and it's just one more book. I just got it because of the buy one, get one 50% off. I'm not going to lie. And then a quick rundown of what I have at home. I have When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. This is one of the Christmas books I got. This baby's big. This really makes an impact in my TBR. I think it's time. This is really big. This is not my priority for May, but I am adding it to my May TBR. And now the other book I have at home that I pushed was Jane Eyre. And this one I just did a book exchange with one of my friends in my previous, I think, bookish vlog actually. I will get to this if I have time to read it. Now this other book I also have at home, and that's Rehab by Kenna Kay. This is a small novella. We're going to read that. So far, this is why I'm saying maybe Jane Eyre. This is my TBR. It's already looking like a classic TBR of mine. I am overly estimating my ability to read books. We don't know if we're gonna get through all of these. And we still have 2 more on my Kindle that I'll be reading for 2 different book clubs. So my in-person book club, we're reading A Dowry of Blood by by S.T. Gibson. That is, I want to say another novella because it's a tiny little one. And then the other book, this is for an online book club. I will be reading The Games Gods Play. I saw this one actually in Target and I was tempted to get it, but I wasn't supposed to spend. So add those 2 more to my TBR. However, I have been getting into the habit of reading Kindle books when I have a bunch of other books that I want to read. So I thought,
let's make a TBR jar.
so we have titles of a bunch of books that I want to read that are on Kindle Unlimited, so I do not have to buy. And these are part of my virtual TBR, it's what I'm calling it. So it's books I find on Instagram that either the author's promoting or other Instagram book accounts are promoting. And so I just add it to my TBR and it's endless, and I want to unsave some videos. We're going to try to make a dent in that. Considering that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books, 7, 8 already on my Kindle, we're only going to pick 2 other books from my TBR. That TBR tends to be a mixture of romance and fantasy and romanticy and dark romance. Oh, okay. First one fell right out. So the first one is A Veil of Truth and Trickery. I believe that's like a fantasy fae book. More fantasy books, I guess, that I'll be reading. Let's pick another one. Okay. I cannot remember what this one is about. Heir of Stardust and Secrets. I'm assuming that's going to be another fantasy book. So those are the 2 books I will be reading on my Kindle if I get to it. I'm gonna try to stick to my TBR this month. I have a wide variety. Just a quick recap. We're reading for May When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker, Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, Rehab by Kenna Kay, Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia, The Lady and the Highwayman by Sarah M. Eden, The 5-Star Weekend by Ellen Hildebrand, Heir of Stardust and Secrets, A Veil of Truth and Trickery, The Game Scots Play, and A Dowry of Blood. That is about it for today. I feel like even though I did spend on 2 books, since it was a buy one get one 50% off, I didn't spend as much as I normally do when I do buy books. I think I'll give myself a pass. I feel like this actually just showed me that I could read a lot of my TBR through the library. I have a lot of books that I enjoyed reading, but I didn't really need the physical copy. I'm going to try to start reading more from the library, especially these fantasy books, because a lot of the times I don't even continue the series, which is sad. I think that's it for today. If you have any book recommendations, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to add more into this little jar. I have a bunch more on my virtual TBR. I just picked a few. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already and you would like to, please subscribe. I usually make book content, and now and then I make a little bit of lifestyle vlogs. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, and I will see y'all next time. Bye!